Hello, chess friends, and welcome to Jozarov chess channel. First of all, let me wish you a happy new year, a happy 2024. I hope that you have great health, and I hope that you have great success in life in this year. But as a chess player, I wish you also that you have great success in chess. I hope that you get many rating points in 2024. So we're starting now this year with two important news. The first news is about my channel. I've created a new chess channel. It's called Strategy and Tactics with Jozarov. On that channel, I'll only play games, and I'll analyze only my games. Maybe there's something for you. I'll focus basically on gameplay with the black pieces. Maybe there's something for you if you're bothered with your openings with the against d4, e4, c4. As I said, maybe there's something for you. I can help you out with my game. So the link of my new chat channel is in the description below. Please check it out. Maybe you can subscribe immediately. I've already uploaded one game against the Alpine Sicilian, so in my opinion also a decent video. So the other news is actually more important. We know actually now who is playing in the FIDE candidates in 2024. Now all the participants are clear. The first player that's playing in the FIDE candidates 2024 is Jan Nepomniachtchi as the World Championship runner-up. We have Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa, who was the runner-up of the FIDE Chess World Cup 2023. On the third place on the same tournament was Fabiano Caruana, who could have also participated rating-wise because Fabiano Caruana is actually the highest rated player. So that's why Fabiano Caruana had many options how to join the candidates in 2024. Nijat Abbasov is also there because Magnus Carlsen is refusing to play in the FIDE candidates 2024. So Nijat is there because he finished on the fourth place on the World Cup 2023. Vidit Gurasi is here. He was the winner of the FIDE Grand Swiss in 2023. Hikaru was the runner-up, is also joining the show. And also Gukic is there, who was the winner of the FIDE 2023 circuit. So there were many tournaments that have been evaluated for the FIDE candidates 2024. And now the last player that joins the show is Alireza Firouzja, who is actually now the best rated player. As I said, Fabiano Caruana is actually higher rated than Alireza Firouzja, but because Fabiano Caruana already joined because of some other options, now Alireza is also playing in the FIDE candidates 2024. So it will be a spectacular tournament for sure, especially for India. I think you look at this, 3 Indian players are there with great chances. Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa is playing great chess. Vidit plays always sharp chess. Gukic is of course one of the most talented players of the generation, so it will be a tough tournament, but we'll see who is going to make it and again face Dingler for the World Chess Championship throne. So I've sorted out in this video an amazing gameplay by Alireza Firouzja against Gata Kamsky. This was actually Alireza's path to the candidates because Alireza was actually before many tournaments lower rated than Vasily So. So that's why Alireza played now many games. He also refused to play the FIDE World Blitz and Rapid Chess Championship because I think it was a good decision for Alireza to skip these 2 tournaments and join the FIDE candidates and play some other tournaments that were rated in classical time format chess. So great decision, I think, by Alireza. He's actually with this showing that he cares for chess, that he cares to play maybe even for the World Chess Championship title. So let's see now this game, in my opinion, really beautiful, spectacular, but also instructive game in the Nyezhmetdinov-Rossolimo attack against the Sicilian defense. So let's see now what happened with the white pieces. Alireza Firouzja opened with the move e4. Gata Kamsky's response was c5 to Sicilian. And now after a couple more moves, we have the Nyezhmetdinov-Rossolimo attack immediately trying to mess up the pawn structure, trying to create structural weaknesses here on the queen side. We have e6 by Gata Kamsky with the preparation to hit the center with the move d5. Alireza takes immediately, which is actually the whole concept, the whole plan of this Rossolimo Nyezhmetdinov attack. We have b takes c6, and you notice now there are many structural weaknesses now in Black's camp. First of all, the blocked out pawn, the double pawn structure here on the c file, and also we can notice that the bishop on c8 is not the optimal piece. It's blocked out by its own pawn structure. So although black is having here the bishop pair, it's not of course the optimal bishop pair because it's so far not activated. So d3 by Alireza. Whenever you give up the bishop for a knight in an early stage of the game, then you have to secure the squares that the bishop covers. So that's why Alireza is keeping now the position on light squares compact with this amazing pawn chain in the center of the board. Knight to e7, we have queen to e2, preparing of course to play the main strategic plan of this opening. The main plan is now to push the pawn on e5 and then have a space advantage in the center of the board. And here Gata Kamsky, in my opinion, doesn't react correctly immediately. d6 is always an opportunity which gives here your certain flexibility in the center, because if e5 happens, you can even pass through with the move d5, or with queen to c7 at least you can battle for the e5 score. But here Gata Kamsky plays already his first inaccuracy in the game, knight to g6, and whenever you see this knight on g6, maybe on even b6, or from white's perspective on b3 and g3, then a flank attack against this knight is perfectly fine. And Alireza of course does it. h4 immediately with the idea to play the move h5. This is the way to go. If you don't react, if you play something else, then h5 is going to happen. You have to again step back with your knight, and then we can even, I think, pass through with the move h6 and create really many weaknesses in black's position. So that's why Gata Kamsky was forced to play h5 himself. But this move creates new weaknesses in the position. Now the g5 square is simply a long-term weakness in black's camp. We have e5, and here white is already slightly better. Already this space advantage is there. It's hard now to battle for the d6 square. It's hard to battle against this e5 pawn. Gata Kamsky does it in this way, f6, but here Alireza shows his great theoretical knowledge, because he doesn't take. If you take e takes f6, this wouldn't be so good for white, because after g takes f6, actually you would improve the structure of blacks here. Now 5 pawns are storming in the center of the board, and actually this is a good position for black, although you have maybe a weakness on f7 here, but in the beginning you gave up the bishop for a knight, and it's hard now to attack the light squares against black. So now the pawns are storming in the center, and with the support of the bishop pair, I think this would not be a comfortable game here to play for black. So taking is not an option. That's why Alireza played knight from b2 to d2. Good move here by Alireza. He's hoping now to have access to the c4 square. Here Gata Kamsky plays d6. Now Alireza takes. E takes d6 is now the correct move, because after bishop to d6, you see now the concept is still there. There is still this main structural weakness on c6 and c5. We have knight to c4 by Alireza. Here we have bishop to e7, and now bishop to e3, going simply for the structural weakness for the weak c5 pawn. We have now the move e5 by Gata Kamsky, preparing now to move knight to g4, but here Alireza plays a brilliant move, knight to d2. It's not allowing to get pinned. Here Gata Kamsky is trying somehow to activate the bishop, but f3 kicks away the piece, and now here white should be much better, because the knights have a certain flexibility here in the game. They will always find good squares all over the board, and now Alireza knows where to attack. He knows where's the weakness in black's position, the weak c5 square. Simply a simple attacking method against black's position. So here we have f5. Gata Kamsky is also going for the h4 pawn, but here Alireza plays the correct choice. Again, bishop to c5, bishop to h4, and now g3 kicks away the piece. What should black do? There's basically not so much that can be done. This position is really already not good for black. Even if you retreat here to e7, which controls the d6 square, then after queenside castling, queen to d5, we can trade off the dark bishops. And now after rook to e1, the e5 pawn is very weak. You can protect it maybe with g6, but then after something like f4, the e file could be open. There's simply no good way to secure the king by castling anymore, because even if you castle kingside, queenside, there are so many weaknesses. So it's very easy then for white to attack the position. So that's why even this line with bishop to e7 is not so good. Here Gata Kamsky tried to be more aggressive, more active with bishop to g5. hitting the knight on d2, but Alireza plays now calm move, of course, knight to d6, hits the king and prevents now black rear from castling. Now Alireza played queenside castling. You cannot pick up the piece, the pawn on b3 here, pawn on b2 on a2 because you get b3. And there's nothing that can be done. You cannot protect even the bishop here on a2. Knight to c4 is going to happen if, for instance, queen to a5 happens, king to b2, and then here king takes a1, a2 is going to happen. You have to, I think, later give up the bishop here for a pawn, and white should be again much better. So this is not working. After queenside castling, that's by queen to a5 by Gata Kamsky, a3, good defensive move by Alireza, and here after rook from a to b8, Gata Kamsky is also trying to make some attacking chances here on the b file. But now Alireza played the best move of this particular game. Maybe you can pause the video and try to see now actually the best continuation here for white. I'm not saying this move is completely winning or something, but this was the move of this game. Really spectacular move that Alireza Firouzja found. So what would you do now in this particular position? Okay, here Alireza played the amazing f4. This connects now the bishop from the knight on d2 here, because Alireza wants to play more actively here around the square c4. Of course, Gata Kamsky took, but Alireza noticed also the weak f5 square. Now look at this, how Alireza exploits now the weaknesses in black's position. Knight to c4, knight from the 6th rank on c4 attacks the queen. We have bishop to c4, d takes c4, opens up now the d file against the king, and the issue is now that you cannot play here f takes g3 because queen to f5 simply wins the piece. The queen is connected still to the bishop on c5, and these moves are actually really hard to find, this geometry moves where you still have to play on a certain connection between your pieces all over the board. So Alireza noticed this tactic with an amazing f4 move, really good move. And here after d takes c4, actually Gata Kamsky was forced to get the king even on a stranger place here on c8. Gata Kamsky is now desperately trying to escape with the king. We have here g takes f4, we have knight to f4, king to b1, a calm move, getting out of this mess of the dark square bishop, rook to d8, and now knight to b3. Good move here by Alireza, simply hitting the queen. Here Gata Kamsky played queen to c7, rook takes d8 by Alireza, queen to d8, bishop takes a7, and now here Gata Kamsky tried this one, rook takes b3, c takes b3, of course, by Alireza. Here Gata Kamsky hoped maybe to get something with this 3 connected passers with the support of the minor pieces, but it's actually not working. Here queen to d3 was played, king to a2, perfect square for the king. Nothing can attack anymore the king is perfectly fine. Knight to e2 by Gata Kamsky, and now Alireza goes for this one, attacks the bishop, goes for the c6 pawn. Here we have knight to c1, rook takes c1. You have to, of course, give up now the rook for the knight, bishop to c1, but now the position in front of black's king is collapsing, the king is naked, and now the artillery is coming in, and from this point on, of course, it's a one-way ticket here in white's favor. King to d8, bishop, queen to e6. Of course, there is even a checkmate threat with bishop to b6. Here we have queen to d7 by Gata Kamsky. Alireza delivers a check. Even if you cover yourself maybe with queen to e8, then this one is coming. First a check, another check. Now we pick up this one, and after queen to e6 we can attack this one. You have to retreat with the bishop, maybe we'll deliver a check, pick up this pawn. So okay, black has still the passer, but again with the king is naked, it's much easier for white, of course, to play because the king is secured by the pawn structure here on the queen side. So this line is also not working. But actually here after queen to g8, king to c7 was played by Gata Kamsky, and actually here Gata Kamsky is running into a checkmate sequence in 2. We have queen to b6 and queen to b8, and in this particular position Gata Kamsky resigned because after king to c6, queen to b6 is, of course, immediately a checkmate. So great game by Alireza. Great strategic ideas of the Rossolimo Nyezhmetdinov attack. This was really instructive how he played against the legend of the sport. Gata Kamsky is still, I think, a very strong player, and with this win Alireza gained also important rating points, which gave him, of course, the place in the candidates in 2024. So Great game. If you want to see some other content here on my YouTube chess channel, please check out our commented chess games and also our commented chess games played by computers. And also, please, as I said, check out my new YouTube chess channel, Strategy and Tactics with Jozarov. Here's also the link of the new channel. And if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon with some more videos. And what do we say? Chess is the best, of course.